It's that time again as Iron Country brings you the Fishing Hole. Keep up to date with the latest products and learn fishing tactics from some of the best anglers across North America.
Let's give him a warm welcome this morning to the Fishing Hole. 2014 National Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame inductee Dale Stroshine. And this week's guest, we are going to introduce to you Larry Smith from Larry Smith Outdoors. We bring you another fantastic guest this week. It's legendary Al Linder on the Fishing Hole.
And my pleasure to be here, Jeff. Looking forward to it.
Here's your host, Hurricane Jerry.
Good morning. Hurricane Jerry with you again this week here on the Fishing Hole. And you can hear the Fishing Hole every Saturday morning at 7:20 a.m. here on Iron Country 1019 and 1490. You can also stream it on ironcountry.fm or even download the free TuneIn radio app from your Google Play Store, and you can take it with you anywhere with your mobile device. And today's show is brought to you by Harbor Recreation, Southern Wisconsin's boating headquarters on Lake Koshkonong. You can check them out at harborrec.com. All right, we are, you know what, we've had some warm weather here in the past, and, you know, the ice in certain areas has been getting kind of iffy, but, you know, I decided, you know, it's always nice to have two boats. I have one, my big boat, which I use probably about 90-80% of the time. It's in the garage now. It's all winterized. But I have this John boat I usually been taking out, so I've been fishing the Wisconsin Dells here the last weekend, and we did pretty good. We've caught a lot of shorts, but we ended up keeping a few illegals, some walleyes, some saugers, and got a trip planned in the next day here to head over to Lake Michigan and do some fishing with Alex and Christine Gorski of Team Ultimatum, who, of course, make their own customs and sell their customs baits at the Rock River Bait Box, and we're going to do some fishing on Lake Michigan. But until then, we need some chilly weather here in southern Wisconsin and even northern Illinois. But we are going to head way north, and we're going to talk with Nicole Stone. We've had her on the show before. And Nicole, where you're at right now, how are the ice conditions in your area?
Our ice conditions are holding up pretty well. We were super lucky because we froze up by the end of November. A lot of our smaller lakes were totally locked up already. And although we had a little bit of a warm streak as well, with a little bit of snow to cause that slush layer, we've actually rebounded. And most of the area lakes where I fish are actually 8 to 10 inches right now. So
not bad.
Lots of ice fishing up here. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can move around. How is the travel the snow cover? You guys got more snow. We don't have any snow on the ground as of right now.
So we, like, actual snow that is out my yard is probably a good 8 to 10 inches, but on the lakes, because we got the snow pretty early in the year, they're actually doing really well with only a couple inches. So
that's
some
perfect.
People, some people up on Upper Red, where there's well over a foot to a foot and a half, people are actually able to take trucks out. But on these local lakes, it's a lot of wheeler, snowmobile. It's good conditions.
Right, perfect. Hey, you can't beat that. All right. Well, how you been doing fishing? I know I follow you on Facebook and enjoy the videos and the pictures and stuff. Recently, where have you been fishing? And what kind of species? What have you been targeting? And tell us a little bit about some of the tactics you've been using and some of the tackle. Maybe you can give a little hint to us.
Awesome. So yeah, I actually kicked off my ice season in mid-November up at Wakusko. So I spent a lot of time in Manitoba and did a lot of hardcore walleye fishing up there. It was insane. The numbers were so incredible I can't even relay them. And then by the time I got back from there, we froze up down here, and I did some walleye and crappie fishing on some of the bigger, shallower lakes. Done just a lot of walleye fishing, really. And pretty much this early part of the year, been doing a lot of spoon fishing. Kind of slow-falling spoons, slower presentations, because fish are just really getting used to that temperature change and that metabolic shock. So I find that going a little bit smaller and a little bit slower with your fall rate is really important. Just tipping it all with dead shiners most of the time. Sometimes in Minnesota we can use live bait, so sometimes have that dead stick with the live shiner setup.
Yeah, I do that down
classic.
Here. Yeah, that's one thing. I fish Lake of the Woods and last few years, and the thing is, we jig in one hand and then we have a dead stick the other. Now I've kind of, me and a buddy of mine, we decided, let's do the same thing here. It's always nice because you're dead sticking. You never know what you could pick up. We target maybe perch or something. We might throw, say, a crappie minnow or even a fathead on a number 12 gold treble hook and just sit there with a bobber, and all of a sudden down it goes, and next thing you know, you got a bonus walleye. So it's always nice to to do that tactic too. The main reason I'm getting you on here because of even Brian, who is our manager at the Rock River Bait Box. He is pumped up about this because what you and Ana on ice are doing, and this big huge promotion. We've done the Fish Donkey app too. We've had local tournaments down here, and I love that app, and it's a great app. And what really gets me sometimes, if I'm out fishing in the tournament, you hear that donkey, that hee-haw, like it catches me off guard, and I'm like, I got to look at my phone. I got to see where I'm sitting at, or, in this tournament. So, it's kind of cool. It's a catch and release type tournament, and I guess you film videos. We've done that. And tell us a little bit how the app works, and then let's lead into a little bit about this promotion going on where you can win thousands of dollars of prizes, and anybody can do this, including hopefully me and even our listeners who's listening today.
Yeah, so we're hosting a tournament where Ana and I get to fish with everyone else, and we do it virtually. The joy of the Fish Donkey app is you can really, fish with or against, however you want to go about it, virtually through the app. And all you have to do is submit the length of the fish in the app, which they have made super easy, and then a release video. You do it right in the app. It takes all of 2 seconds. And you have the chance to fish anywhere. Even if you happen to be in open water, that does also count, although it's kind of it's kind of set up for ice with the prizes. You can do it if open water, on ice, anywhere you want, really in North America. And you have a chance to win things like an auger, a Markham underwater camera, a lithium shuttle, an otter house, tuned up custom rods, just to name a few. On the app, you can see all the prizes. And it is a walleye tournament, I should say. I just assume everyone knows if I'm doing a tournament, it's a walleye tournament.
Yeah.
And we have prizes. The best part of the entire tournament is actually that we have prizes for smallest fish, random drawing prizes, 20th place and 30th place. So even if you're worried, you're not going to be up in Manitoba slaying giants, you can win some incredible prizes just by stepping foot on the ice.
That's awesome. So, not necessarily do you have to be in the top 5 or whatever. You could be, You can place 30th and end up winning something. So that's kind of cool. So say if you're sitting 27th and you could drop down, and even by dropping down, you might benefit and you might actually win something. That's kind of cool. I like the promotion and what you're doing here. And now again, is this just walleyes or walleyes only, or any species?
So it's walleye only.
Okay, it is walleye only. Okay.
Mentioned the best prize of all is everyone has the chance to win a trip to fish with me and Ana, and it will air on Outdoor Bound TV on ABC.
Okay, all right.
It's like the super fan prize, and all you have to do is either share posts of you out there competing with us, or, you on the ice trying to catch fish with the app. Share something like that, and you get entered into a hat for a random drawing win. It's that simple. And you just share that on social media, you're super fans, you're excited to be in the tournament against us, and we're going to draw a winner, and they get an expense-paid trip with us somewhere and to fish with us and be on Outdoor Bound TV. So it's pretty cool.
That is awesome. And, I know a lot of our listeners, I'm familiar with her. Talk a little bit. We're going to have Ana on the show here, hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks here. Once the tournament gets going, we're going to get her on. We're going to talk a little bit about kind of where this is sitting and what's going on right now. Now, is there a deadline for this, to be able to get into this tournament? Is there a deadline, or is it something that you can actually enter in any time?
So the tournament, this is an important part I almost forgot to mention. The tournament runs from January 15th to the 31st, but you can enter at any point from there until the end. So we do have a timestamp, so you can't catch the fish and then enter. you have to enter and then catch the fish.
Mm-hmm.
But even right during the week, if you're like, wow, I wasn't planning on fishing or anything, and now I'm going to go out, like, you can enter then. You can enter during that period. You just have to enter before you actually catch the fish. To enter the fish.
All right, so I know our ice situation right now is very iffy, So our opportunity, like you said, this is great because you can use open water. There's dams, there's walleyes hanging at the dams, and this time of the year as they make their mock run in the fall, and it's named a few of them. I know the Beloit Dam here, and also Indian Ford Dam on the Rock River, and the Jefferson Dam, and even some of the dams here locally in northern Illinois too. So if the ice isn't safe and be able to get out there and do some ice fishing for walleyes, you can actually take advantage, like Nicole said, and fish open water too. So this is very, very cool. This is kind of a cool idea. And who came up with all this? I mean, how was this presented to you guys? Who brought all this up?
So the wonderful people at Fish Donkey actually brought it up to us, and they were like, ladies, like, let's do a tournament together. And I thought it was a fantastic idea. Just to have a chance where I think more people, even women, might be more excited to join in on this tournament. And we each have a social media presence and a little bit of a TV presence. So it just gets a big community of people, out on the ice and excited to fish, and gives exposure to the app and just show people how awesome it is and how fun you can have competing with each other virtually.
Yeah, so. Yeah. I like the enthusiasm that when you and Ana are fishing together, catching a big fish. I mean, you're high fiving one another, and this is very cool. And what you have done, and so many other women in fishing. Barb Carey being another one. There's yourself. There's Ana. I know there's others at the top of my tip of my tongue. I can't mention right now because I can't think of the names, but there's more and more women, I'd say, in the last few years are getting into fishing, and I think that's awesome. That is totally awesome. It's great to see, and the sport is growing, and I just loved it. I talked with Al Linder a while back, and he was saying too how much the sport is growing in the last even 10 years, looking back even 20 years. So this is kind of cool that you're doing this, and it's pretty much for anybody. Is there an age group or anything? Is there an age limit for this tournament?
No.
Oh, perfect.
No age limit, nothing. Just anybody, anywhere can compete. So, as long as they, they fish ethically and they release the fish and have fun, that's all that matters.
Oh, that's cool. That's what I love about the app. And for those of you that fished a tournament with us at the Rock River Bait Box on the Rock River a while back, it's an awesome app to use. It's easy. It's pretty user friendly. I'm computer illiterate at times, and I even figured it out. So I'm sure you can too if you're not too comfortable with it. Well, I want to appreciate you taking time out, Nicole, and talking a little ice fishing, talking about this big tournament, and hopefully we can get you on the end of the ice season. If not, maybe we'll talk during open water season too. And you got any plans to do any seminars coming up, as it is seminar season here in the Midwest? You got anything else going on?
You know what? I just got through a whole stretch of ice shows and seminars, and right now I kind of get a break.
Oh, so you're out fishing?
I'm out fishing. I'm really enjoying my time on the ice. I've been very fortunate that I've been able to get out quite a bit already.
All right. Anybody wants to get in?
A lot more coming.
Yeah. Anybody that wants to get in touch with you, or maybe who wants to follow you on your social media pages, tell our listeners and where they can check you out, and check out your good friend Ana too. Ana on Ice. You got to check her out. She's got a pretty cool Facebook page and social media page too.
Yeah, definitely. You guys can find me on my website, Nicole Stone Outdoors, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I'm all over the internet, just trying to kind of share the fun and tips and tricks. So go check it out. All
right. Sounds good. And thanks, Nicole, for calling in. And we will talk again in the near future. And hey, have fun with this tournament. I'm looking forward to it. I think I might enter. See what happens.
Oh, please enter. I'll be looking for you.
All right. Sounds good. All right. We'll talk at you later then.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, no problem. Thanks, Nicole. That is Nicole Stone of Nicole Stone Outdoors. And Nicole, as you said, as I said, she said, she has got a pretty good, cool Facebook page. You can follow her on Instagram. You can follow her on Facebook. And she does a lot of live feeds, a lot of videos where you can actually learn a few things. And this tournament's really cool. And you got to check it out. All you got to do is download the Fish Donkey app and get entered. And I do believe she forgot to mention it's only $10 to get in. So, and it's $10 to get in this